Hello, everybody. I'm Anand. Welcome, everybody. I'm Anand, the publisher of Navayana, and it's a honor and privilege to have Dorothy Figueira amongst us, along with Tanika, Sarkar, and Brajn. Before I introduce them, I wanted to say that I recently went to an art event where an elephant was part of the representation, so they really brought an elephant into the house. And that was something by Rux Media Collective. And I thought I'll get a cow today, but we had to and then serve some gomutra and all that because it's all auspicious. But I thought instead of tea and the usual stuff, but we didn't do that. We rather have a beautiful drawing of a cow there, which has been tyrannized by everybody, and it bears the burden of a lot of symbolism. So that's also because why the myth of the holy cow, the book by D.N. Jha, which we published, is in the news. So, and I think that book is in direct conversation with what Dorothy has done. And this was a book that I accidentally discovered in 2000 and as late as 2011 or 12, I think. That's when Dorothy had written a paper on Bhimayana, a graphic novel that Navayana had published. I thought, who's this comparative literature person writing this? I found her email ID and wrote to her. Then it turns out she has written this book called Aryan Jews, Brahmins. And I was in the process of annotating Annihilation of Caste. And then I stumbled upon this very powerful, slim book, about 200 plus pages, and I read it, most of it online, then I got a copy from SUNY Press, and it took 2 years to buy the rights from SUNY Press and get it. It was published in 2002. I'm not trying to say this is a new book, but it read like something that we all need to continue to engage with, the conversations that she is summoning up for that in that book.
Descendants of non-Aryans. So the Muslim is the Hindu's inner demon par excellence, absorbing two distinct others within himself and playing a double function in modern Hindu mythology. There was a reason why the quote-unquote low-caste non-Aryan could not be directly named as the other of the caste Hindu, because it would be very problematic and impolitic in an age when caste Hindus must count them in to demonstrate their numerical edge over Muslims and to block the escape of the lower caste from Brahmanical controls by conversion to Islam or Christianity. And the very last point I found, and that's so rare, the narrative about Phule and Ambedkar, excellent and entirely persuasive. But since the Aryan, the figure of the Aryan, constitutes the organizing principle of the book, I was surprised that there was no mention, not much reference to the South, to the non-Brahmin movement and to Periyar, both of whom inverted the Aryan myth in very innovative ways as the Aryan other of a glorious Dravidian race and civilization. But these are only minor quibbles, and once again I congratulate you for writing this admirable book which has given us so much to think about, and I thank Navayana for bringing it over to us.
This whole issue of projection, that I think was initially what I was interested in, but it started with this very clear object of study that I began with translating the Orient, but also with the exotic, and then finally with this otherwise occupied, where I'm trying to take this up into how India is being institutionalized. I think it's all part of a process of the construction in the European psyche of this India, and this need for an India, this need for hundreds and hundreds of years, or going back to the Greeks, of what is this India for us? We need this India, we need to construct this India for our own definite needs. Now, in this book was the one book I did really try to be comparative, because this was also in the heyday of post-colonialism. And when we'll talk about that post-structuralism. I use post-structuralism because I use that as a term to include multiculturalism, to include colonial discourse analysis, post-colonialism, post-Foucauldianism, post-Saidian, everything. It's just.
Good evening, everyone. It's a daunting task to speak after Professor Tanika Sarkar. And actually, I had a seminar yesterday in Chandigarh, and I didn't get much time to, go through the book. I went through it last month. I will read it, and I will make some general remarks. I think should begin with congratulating the author, Professor Dorothy Figueira. Is the pronunciation right, ma'am? Okay. And the publisher, our formidable friend, S. Anand, for bringing out this beautiful edition of this, I think, very important work on the Aryan Vedic myth-making and the allied politics of identity.